Welcome back to the Championship Roundup, episode 2. I didn't think we'd make it this far, but we've done it. We've done it, baby.
What's that thing like? Ba, 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 ba. What's that sound that they do?
What, the old Charlie Sloth one?
I know you're gonna dig this. Okay, anyway.
Perfect.
Okay. Yo, just throw me off.
Fuck it, let's get into it, man. UFC 262. Let's break it down, man. We obviously put our predictions up on the Instagram page. If you're not following us already, check us out on Instagram.com championship _rounds_official. Fucking hell, that's a mouthful. Before every fight card, we're going to put up a post called the Championship Pounds, and in that we put our predictions for the fight. And let's just say one of us done pretty well and the other done fucking terrible.
Is that what we're calling it? The Championship Pounds?
Yeah, the Championship Pounds. Yeah, I love a pound.
Shout out, Pav.
Yeah.
That one. But yeah, I think we should actually maybe bet as well a little bit. But
I did put on a bet and I lost £5.
Yeah, fair enough.
I lost it in the first fight of the evening. That's how bad the bet fucking went.
Yeah, so you bet on Burgos to beat Barboza?
Yeah, we'll start with that first, innit? So, Burgos, Barboza. I put Burgos to beat him. That was fight of the night, man, innit? That was a good fight, that.
You know who won the awards?
I can check now. I'm pretty sure they won it. I know Charles Oliveira won performance of the night bonus. The bonuses moved up to 75k, innit? Tony's the type of guy that'll rally for a bonus increase and then not fucking win one as well.
He just niced up Dairuish, man.
Yeah, trust me. Let's have a look.
I thought that Edson Barboza and Shane Burgos fight was a close fight. Like, Barboza came out on some horrible leg kicks, kicked the fuck out of his leg. But Burgos is tough, man. He didn't even show it. Like, he didn't show any signs of his leg. And then he was kind of back and forward. He was, but I think Barboza was winning the kicks and Burgos was winning the boxing up to the left.
I had that fight round a piece going into the last round. They won fight of the night, Barboza and Burgos. So yeah, they got the bonus. Rightly so as well, man. That was a fucking good fight. If there was a fight on that card that I wanted somebody new to the UFC to watch, it would be that fight because it had everything in it. It was a really, really good fight, man.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a reaction to a punch like that though? I literally counted 4 seconds and then he reacted to the punch. I've never seen anything like that before.
Nah, I think all the commentary team as well said that they've never seen anything like that. It was so weird. I think it was kind of like he got clipped in the temple and then he stood there and it was almost as if his body hadn't quite taken in what just happened.
Yeah.
And then he just you could see his eyes were still open and stuff, but he couldn't control his body from just flying backwards. It was fucking weird, man.
I think he needs to brain checked out after that.
Fuck knows. Apparently he went to the hospital afterwards and he said that he felt fine, like coherent, everything. So I don't know, but
he was just like kind of acknowledged what happened, like, oh shit, I don't know what happened, but yeah, fair play.
Yeah, it was a really, really weird reaction, man. Really weird.
Barboza at featherweight can really challenge. I don't think can mix it up with like Holloway, Ortega, Volkanovski. I don't see him winning against them.
I think it'd be interesting to put him in against a top 10 person. So I betted against him. So at this point, we'll put in all our predictions and stuff. So I betted against Barboza. I simply thought him going down to 145 and draining himself wasn't going to pay off. But it looked like in the fight, it paid off really well. But I think the level of opposition he now has to face in the featherweight division has to go up. So if not, obviously getting chucked straight into the top 5, someone like Calvin Kattar, who will eventually come back, someone like him, it would be good to test him against him, the striking of them two. But yeah, I don't think he's up to the level of like Volkanovski, Holloway, I don't think he is.
The weight cut's okay for 3 rounds, but when you start going into 5 rounds, I could see him slowing down. He's like hasn't got any body fat on him at all.
Mm.
He's like big for the division. So I could see him tiring in like the later rounds, and he's got that fast twitch muscle. That's why his his kicks are so quick. So obviously, when you fight the championship round, you need that cardio.
Yeah, I got fucking COVID, man. That was a mad cough. Now I had a beer earlier. Man, makes me a bit coffee and that. Yes, I think you've hit the nail on the head there, man. I can't remember what you said, but I think you hit the nail on the head.
Okay. Who fought next then? It was
the girls. It was the girls, innit?
Chookagian.
Yeah, I can't pronounce their names. One of them begins with an A, the Brazilian girl. Her name's like Arujas or something.
Yeah.
Arujas or something like that. I'll be honest, when that fight was on, man was asleep, bro. I wasn't watching it. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it today. Katlyn Chookagian, whatever. Can't read. And Arujo. But Arujo, basically...
She's ranked number 2 in that division as well, isn't she?
Yeah. So basically, if you don't know, Katlyn won on decision, and Arujo came out quite good. She was explosive, like she came out swinging, but basically just got tired basically towards like the later, like the last 2 rounds. Didn't have that explosive energy, and there was at one point that the Brazilian girl did have Katlyn in like some trouble on the ground, but she tried so hard for the submission and she didn't get it that she basically just put all her energy into it. And then once Katlyn got back up from the submission in the second round, she was basically just dominating due to like the lack of energy. So good win for Katlyn. She just needs to probably, I don't know who's number 1 in that division, but that's Shevchenko's division. So maybe one fight and then Shevchenko, but no one's beating Shevchenko, man.
She's a fucking beast in it, man. No one's beating her in that division anyway.
So I think I had that right in it, that prediction. So I'm 2 up at this point on you. Are we doing a 4?
Yeah. I went for that as a bit of an underdog. She was a betting underdog for that fight anyway. But yeah, that's 2-0 to you. Yeah. Moving on to. Shall we move on to the third fight?
I think it's Sack.
Nah, we'll have to let's briefly go over it. So that was in the bantamweight division.
Yep.
It was Matthew Schenll, I think that's how you pronounce it, versus Bonterin. So with this one, we both went for Schenll. The main reason I went for Schenll was Bonterin, obviously last minute opponent, and he came in, he was overweight. I just thought, this guy's not game. He's not ready. He's been thrown in at the deep end here. But he performed really well. I watched the fight because I got up a bit too early, annoyingly. Yeah.
The other guy he's thick, isn't it? It looks thick.
Yeah, man. And he had like this like shaved head, kind of like little ponytail thing going on. He was a proper thick fella, man.
A bit like Big Daddy Soma.
Yeah,
that sort of vibe.
Not quite as thick. They're only little bantamweights. Big Daddy Soma, super heavyweight, isn't it?
Yeah.
But he looked really impressive. I just think Schenll just didn't let his hands go enough.
Nah.
There was points where he was landed combinations like in the second round, and I just thought, why are you not doing that? And Bonterin had a lot of success in the first round with the calf kicks, but then he just sacked it off. I don't know. That fight was a bit of a weird one. And Schenll kind of just let him run away with it. He didn't really put on the pressure in the third round. Don't know if his corner thought they were winning the fight at that point, but
he did go into his corner. I don't know if you heard. He said, he goes, Bonterini's just lulling me to sleep. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Probably because I was half asleep at that point as well.
Yeah, so he was like saying to his corner, he's lulling me to sleep. But then DC was like in the commentary, he's like, it's not about what he's doing. You should still have your output anyway. It doesn't matter if he's, I don't know, whatever that means, lulling someone to sleep. Because I felt like Bonterini was actually doing more than Schenll. But Schenll should have pushed the pace a bit more, man. Because late notice fight, other guys overweight, miss weight, but only a pound, but still.
Yeah, but I just think, and obviously Bonterin might have missed it by a pound, but he's not gradually brought his weight down for that fight, has he? He literally shed loads and loads of water weight to get himself even close to that weight. So I think for Schenll to say that, I think it's an issue that quite a lot of fighters might have now that the fans are back, that they're performing for the fans rather than to win the fight. You're not there to fucking please the fans.
Yeah.
Which you'll get after we break down the next fight with Beneil Dairuish. But you're there to win the fight, man.
Yeah.
You need to win that. So it doesn't matter what the opponent's doing. He should have put the pressure on him.
Yeah. And I feel like he's going to be disappointed with that when he goes back and looks back. Like, he wasn't tired. He wasn't gassed. He looks in shape. Like, his cardio was there. Like, why not just, like, push the pace? Like, let your hands go, let your kicks go.
It's like the saying in boxing, like, leave it all in the ring. He didn't leave it all in the ring / octagon. He probably is kicking himself watching that fight again.
Yeah. Because realistically, those two are unknowns. Like, we didn't even know about, like, who to pick. And for them to be on that card, pay-per-view card, 2 fights, well, before Tony, he's a massive star. Like, one of them could have impressed. And to be fair, Bonterin probably did impress on late notice. But yeah, Schnell's going to be kicking himself. But yeah, don't know where they go from here. But obviously, Bonterin up, Schenll down in the rankings.
Yeah. Next fight, let's move on to the co-main event.
Did you hear the pop that Tony got when they played that song?
Nah, I was watching it. I was watching the walkout, but I think I was so excited about the fucking walkout and the song that I didn't even care about the crowd. I was just gassed, man. I was like, yeah, he's fucking gonna smash him up now. Like, come out. He looked hyper as well when he was out, man. Like, literally just waiting to be let off the leash.
The thing, bro, the pop, yeah. I was watching it this morning. So when the song dropped, the whole crowd went mental. Obviously, the tune's a banger as well. Yeah. But even the commentary was saying, like, out of all the fighters, even when he came out as well, they were all chanting Tony. Like, he's literally become a fan favorite at the time that he's losing.
It is weird. I think it's the fact that the fans did love him before, but they really obviously want Tony to stay in that contention.
Yeah.
He is such a character, and I think the press conference as well helped him so much with the whole Dana White privilege.
Yeah.
He's calling Dairuish out for fucking helping Gaethje and shit like that. Like, he absolutely stole that press conference, and I think that just got the crowd even more behind him on the night.
Literally, they were saying, like, DC was saying, and like Joe Rogan, like, he needs to move down to Houston, man, because these like just love him there. But he came out, thing is, Dairuish came out to a weird song as well. It wasn't. I didn't rate his entrance. I can't
remember the name of the singer is Grace, because I watched an interview about it afterwards, and he said that he likes her songs because they make him feel really emotional, and you could tell he was quite emotional when he was walking to the ring. Like, he was just taking it all in. He had his arms in the air. There was like boos in the crowd, which I think's a bit weird, man. The guy is genuinely like a nice guy.
He's a good guy. Yeah.
Why the fuck are you booing him?
It's only because it's against Tony, man.
Yeah.
Anyone against Tony.
That's I think we've covered the ring walks quite a bit.
Okay, yeah. To be fair, the ring walk, I couldn't believe the pop, man. Anyway, so Dairuish, I didn't know this, no gi world champion, but on brown belt, but still, his jiu-jitsu was better than Tony's. Literally, is what it is.
I think Joe said that in the fight.
Yeah.
We were talking about it. Just fucking nullified him, man. I think Tony's a bit fucked now after the Oliveira fight, because I just think the blueprint's out there. Anyone that's half good at wrestling,
control,
yeah, exactly. It's the control on the ground. Like, it's so weird because Tony before used to be so erratic on the ground and stuff. Like, he'll do like front flips, he'll like sprawl all the time, like in strange like fashion. And now when he's on the floor, he just couldn't do anything. Like, he had no explosiveness about him to try and get back up to the feet. All he was trying to do was try and cut him with elbows. Like, it seems like that's all he could do. He tried a Darce choke at one point.
But I don't think it was close though at all. It was just for the sake of it.
But Dairuish said it in his post-fight press conference. He goes, he was kind of just holding me there for the sake of holding me. He goes, it was more annoying than putting any pressure on me. He's like, I was just thinking, when's this guy going to let go of it? I think it was more out of desperation.
Yeah. And this is the other thing, what I think about Tony now. If something's definitely happened in his leg, because he wasn't really standing on it. He's got a good poker face, but he wasn't really moving on it properly after the third round. Dairuish said it's popped. He's already had constructive surgery on that knee. So I think if there is a tear, He probably won't admit it, but I reckon he's going to be out for ages. And then
for the people that ain't watch it, Sam, just quickly talk them through what this knee pop situation is, because some people might not have watched the fight.
What the sequence? Do you want me to break it down?
No, don't break down the sequence. Just say what's caused this fucking knee pop, because man is just sat there probably thinking, oh, what? He's just standing up and his knees just.
Nah. So I just delve into my deep jiu-jitsu knowledge. So it's a heel hook, basically.
Yeah. So it was in the second round, wasn't it? I think so. Yeah. Second round.
It was the second round.
Got him in a heel hook, and you could tell Tony was in pain. He was wincing in the face, and it was getting to the point where it was uncomfortable to watch.
100%.
It was locked in. The knee was completely twisted. It was overextended.
Yeah.
And obviously we couldn't hear a pop, but then that's what Dairuish said after the round. He asked him about his knee, and then he asked him about the fight. And Tony winces for a second as it's locked in, and you're thinking, shit, this is it. He's going to tap now. The psycho, then his face goes completely normal, poker face, and starts just absolutely pounding him with the back of his heel. Yeah. And to which point Dairuish is just like, fucking hell, man. Like, I've just heard your knee go pop. I can't do any more than this. So let's go. But yeah, Tony's knee did look fucked in the third round after that, because there was that sequence where he was kind of he was on the ground again under control, but he had his knees and legs up against the cage, and you'd expect him to then push off the cage and stuff. But he didn't have that.
When it was sprawling, wasn't it, at that point? But yeah, no, it's a shame, man. Like, I think when people get older, you do lose that striking, like the explosiveness and the speed. But you kind of always expect their ground game to be there. Like DC, when he was older, he still always had his wrestling. But it just seems like Tony's ground game's not there that much anymore. And I don't know, maybe in his early career, kind of got lucky with the ground game. Maybe the pressure sort of made the other opponents tired, and then he slapped a submission on them, and it maybe looked better than it was. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just surprising to me how he can get dominated on the ground when he's got submissions, like so many submission wins.
I think for Tony earlier on in his career, I think it was obviously the athleticism, which then you lose as age goes on. Yeah. And mixing that in with the unorthodox approach that he takes, I think it used to work really well. But obviously, as your athleticism goes down, you're easier to then take down to the ground. You're easier to keep up with in terms of pace and fight. And I just think he's really struggling now. After what Oliveira done to him, anyone with half good wrestling is going to think, I can take this guy to the ground. Let's see if he gets back up. So in terms of what's next for Tony, I think if he's to continue competing in the UFC, which I would like to see, because just the response from the fans this weekend, he's still a massive fan favourite. And Tony's the kind of guy that will never say, I'm done. Like, even in the press conference, when Benny Dairuish was like, I'm towards the latter end of my career and so is Tony, he was like, yeah, maybe you, but I'm just getting started. It's like, you're not, mate. You're not getting started. But I think he can still be competitive with lower level guys, kind of like a gatekeeper for the division. So I think
Drew Dober, Kevin Lee, Ferreira, someone like that.
If he fights like top 20, top 25 guys, he can still be competitive, and I think that might be good for him as well. Instead of Dana just being I can see it that Dana's trying to get him these good fights in the hope that he turns it around, but you can't just keep throwing him in at the deep end, man. Like, that's 3 fights in a row now where he's been thrown in at the deep end. It's obviously not working. Give the guy some easier fights, try and build the confidence back up, and then let's see where he goes from there.
I feel like he could be a gatekeeper into the top 10, because I'm just looking at the rankings now. Like, if you look at the top, like going from the 10, Felder will beat him, Makhachev would beat him. Then you've got, I think, these 4 probably, like Gregor Gillespie, Kevin Lee, Diego Ferreira, and Drew Dober. Someone out of those 4, but I wouldn't like to see him against Makhachev or Felder.
No. Makhachev will be the same thing, if not worse.
If not worse,
what Dairuish done to him. Like, Makhachev's wrestling is incredible. In terms of where Benny Dairuish goes from here now, I hadn't even heard of this fucker like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. But he's propelled himself. Dana's talking about him having to fight like a top 5 person.
He's in the convo.
He definitely is. I think, especially after that performance and how he nullified him. What I think is going to happen with him now is he's obviously said he's having a child, so he wants to take some time away. I don't think he's going to fight until the later end of the year. So
Yeah.
I think, as Dana says, let's just see how things play out.
What about putting him against Gaethje? Because Gaethje's off the scene. Because obviously the winner of Conor and Poirier will fight the title shot. You've got Gaethje out there with no fight, but at the same time you could give him like Chandler because he's coming off a loss. Dos Anjos, Stan Hooker, someone like that.
Yeah, Hooker's coming off a loss as well, though, so I don't know if they would want to give him Hooker. It's interesting. There's a lot of fights in that lightweight division. Is so stacked. It's freaking crazy, isn't it, man? It's literally mental.
I reckon Gaethje would be a good fight because Gaethje's got that good defensive wrestling. But I feel like if he does get Gaethje down, we've seen Gaethje's jiu-jitsu is not up there. I mean, we've only seen it against Khabib.
I was going to say, you've seen it against no one's jiu-jitsu's up there when it's against Khabib.
Let's take that bit out.
They've trained together though as well, haven't they? Benny Dairuish and Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, they might not fight then.
Yeah, he said a lot of nice things about him as well. That like when Justin Gaethje was at the World Series of Fighting, isn't it? He was a champion there. He goes, I used to like help him out and like deliver groceries for him and his wife and stuff. And then
Gaethje did.
Yeah, and then when Dairuish hadn't won a fight in 2 years. And then he invited him into his gym to train with him and stuff. He was saying this in the post-fight press conference, isn't it?
I need to catch up with that.
Yeah, you fucking do.
Yeah, because I'm throwing out names and they're like, you're their mates.
Yeah.
Dos Anjos and Hooker, I feel like could be a good one. Because even though he's beat Tony, he can't just go straight into a title fight. He's still got 1 or 2, 100%.
He could even...
What about Chandler? I reckon he could fight Chandler as well. Because if he beats Chandler, then it's like, okay, title shot.
I reckon Chandler beats him, man. But that'd be a good fight. I'm not really too sure for Dairuish. Fuck him off anyway, man. He's not even fighting till the end of the year. You see, one last thing I want to say about Dairuish that was a bit weird was this.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, that was very weird, man. I was like, shit, man, who's he going to call out? And then he goes, it's one of Joe Rogan's friends. I'm thinking, who the fuck does Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan talks to bums Usman. I was thinking, he's not even the same division. I don't know who the fuck we're going to fight.
Maybe oh, shit, you.
On my wife's car or something. Like,
yeah.
He's a nice guy. He's just a cringe. He's a cringe. He's like a dad, innit? Like,
he's a dad. He usually looks like a dad as well.
Yeah, he's just.
Oh, he's going to be a dad.
He's a nice fella, man. So all the best to him, innit? Yeah. Let's see where his UFC career takes him. He's towards the tail end, so if he gets one big fight or something, then fair play to him. End it on a high or a low, whatever.
Okay, cool.
Moving on to the main event.
Yeah, let's do it. I think we talked about Tony for ages and Dairuish.
Main event, man.
What a fight! What a fight!
Yo, I love this. I've watched it 3 times today.
Really?
Yeah, it's so.
Do you find it inspiring though? I feel like there's more inspiring fights out there.
No, do you know what? In terms of like his whole story and stuff, like when he was a child, like he had like a heart condition and then he had some kind of arthritis.
Rheumatoid arthritis, yes, mad that is.
Yeah. I don't really know too much about it. I'm not a doctor like you, but apparently he was in a condition where he wasn't basically going to get to play sports and stuff, man. And then
like you,
well, I can't play sports. I'm fat.
Yeah,
but basically, the guy came into UFC and he's been here since 2010, I believe. That's when he joined the UFC.
Yeah. And there was a stat in it. It was like it's taken him the longest amount of fights to get a title.
28 fights it took him to get a title shot, which is absolutely insane because he started off as a featherweight, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he started off as featherweight, went up to lightweight, went down to featherweight.
And then come back up. He couldn't make his mind up basically, and he missed weight like 4 times in his career.
Yeah,
I think at the start his record was not great as well. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, like 10-8 or something. I think his record was. And since then, I don't know, obviously he must have had some kind of moment where he just switched, but he's really kicked on. And I would say, in terms of overall game, now, like I would say, he is probably the most complete fighter in that division.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a big, don't know if that's a big statement,
Yeah.
but I think he is, man.
I don't know if the only thing that was worrying me about Oliveira was he didn't like the shots from Chandler. That's the only thing that sort of put me off. And I was like, okay, amazing, like he did amazing, and he probably is the best. But I feel like if Poirier would hit him, say if Poirier beats Conor, he's not going to like the shots coming from Poirier either.
Yeah, but one thing I can say about that, we know that the shots from Chandler carry power, bro.
Yeah.
Because Dan Hooker got wiped out. And how many shots did Dan Hooker take from Dustin Poirier?
That's true.
He took loads of shots.
It's
So
a
I
good
think
point.
the comparison in power, I think Chandler.
You think Chandler hits harder than more? Yeah.
I think Chandler carries a lot more power. But I just think, mate, if you haven't watched already, Charles Oliveira won. Let's just put that out there in case people don't know. They obviously fucking do it at this point. But it was a TKO in the second round. Which
Early stoppage or not?
No way. No way.
Yeah,
no.
I agree with you. I thought when it stopped, maybe, but even Chandler was just looking at. He's like, yeah, fair enough. He done me.
But I think the thing that's inspirational about the fight, more than his backstory, forget the backstory for now, is the adversity he come through in that fight, man. In that first round, I let my girlfriend watch it today, and I didn't tell her who won the fight.
Yeah.
After the first round, I asked her, who do you reckon wins the fight? She pointed at Chandler.
Yeah.
Anyone that watched that first round would think it's only a matter of time. This guy has rocked him twice in the first round. He's showing no respect to his jiu-jitsu game on the ground.
Yeah.
Fucking, do you see when he had his back and then he just leant backwards?
Yeah.
That's such a psycho move to do. Like, this guy has got the most submissions in UFC history, and you're letting him have your back, and then you're letting him get even deeper into your back by dropping on it. It's so mental, bro.
I think Chandler's probably the best athlete in that division, like all-round athlete. He's explosive. He's so even to get out from Charles Oliveira, who's on your back, he just exploded out of it, like when he turned him or whatever he did to get out. But I don't think without that, it's that just athletic that actually gets him the victories, like the explosiveness. That's his main thing, the athleticism, which at 35 is impressive.
Yeah, but Bellator don't use USADA, so.
No, he got caught for cheating, you know.
No, I don't think he actually got caught, man. I think I basically searched the articles up. There's a fighter in Bellator that said that he takes more juice than anyone on the roster, but I don't think it was confirmed. I think you're gonna have to do a fact check on it. Let me just waffle some shit. You do a fact check if you want in the background.
Yeah, to be fair, you can't take it from another fighter, because otherwise, according to Nate Diaz, everyone's on steroids.
The whole UFC roster's on fucking steroids.
Everyone except for him and his brother.
But what was I going to say? So that round one that was definitely I'd give it a 10-9 round to Chandler. He's fucking done really well in that.
Or 10-9?
Nah, I'd give it 10-9. I don't think it was enough for a 10-8.
Yeah, 10-9.
But, there was a point in the first round where I think some referees would have called it. You know, the second time he rocked him, he's on the ground hitting him.
He's like moving like a fish on the floor.
Yeah, but I think Oliveira was very smart with his movement on the ground, because I think he showed the referee enough to say, "Don't stop this. I'm still in this." And he was moving his head on the ground trying to evade the punches. Yeah. Eventually rolled onto his back, and I thought it was over at that point.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Have you seen Nick Diaz versus Paul Daly?
No, I haven't seen it.
I'll clip this in this video, and he moves exactly the same as what Nick Diaz did when he got caught with the left hook. So maybe he's learned from Nick Diaz.
Maybe.
That movement.
He might have paid for a fucking subscription on Strip Chat.
Yeah, maybe he taught that. He calls it the fish anyway. So
yeah, I thought that was impressive. And then he comes out in the second round, left hook, boom, perfect technique as well. When he throws these punches, he's got one arm up every time, chins down, boom, connecting. And then even when he's then hitting him again with the right, hands up, like every single time.
Opposite to Cody.
Oh yeah, fucking Cody. Cody just gets angry, man. He's like helicoptering about it. But Oliveira, that's why I think he is the most complete fighter. I just think his technique's perfect. On the ground, incredible.
Yeah.
Like strong as well. Like puts motherfuckers down. Like I just think he's really impressive. I was very, very happy he won because when a man's gone for a grind of 28 fights, like obviously everyone gets gutted about Tony's Tony not getting to fight for the actual title, the undisputed title. But 28 fights, man, in the UFC, and he's obviously on a massive streak as well, Oliveira. He might not have some of the names that Tony had in that run, but I think it's very, very impressive nonetheless from how he switched his career around. I think that's what the main inspirational thing was. And I think a lot of people as well didn't want a guy to come in from Bellator and win the UFC championship. I think a lot of people didn't want that. As much as Chandler is a nice guy, like he comes across very, very well.
Yeah.
I just don't think a lot of fans wanted that. I think a lot of fans were rooting for Oliveira other than you.
I think it's that that sort of Dustin Poirier inspiration. You know, it's like he calls it paid in full. Like he's paid, he's done everything that he's needed to do to deserve it.
He's paid his dues to the sport, hasn't he, man? He's worked for it. I think when Poirier slumps McGregor in July, man, I just think that's going to be a good
that's going to be a banger.
Poirier versus Oliveira.
If Oliveira gets through him, if I was Khabib,
come back.
Has to be. If I was like, I'm kind of like Khabib anyway. Just like we're on the same level as wrestling. But if I was,
I was wondering where you were going with that. I was like, what? Why do you mean you're kind of like Khabib?
But like our striking's a little bit different. But yeah, anyway. On a serious level, like Khabib's like, these guys need to show me something. If he finishes Poirier or taps him, he's showing you something then. Because
100%.
Beat Chandler, beat Ferguson, beat Poirier. Who else is there in that? If he beats Gaethje as well, let's say, then he has to fight Khabib. Khabib has to come back.
Who do you think gave Khabib a tougher fight though, Gaethje or Poirier?
Gaethje.
Do you think? I think Poirier was. I think
because of the guillotine.
I think because of the guillotine. That's the thing that edges it for me. In the Gaethje fight, at no point did I think Khabib might be fucked here. That guillotine is probably the closest thing in the championship fights that Khabib's had to real adversity when he's going to lose. I think Gaethje landed a few good kicks and he landed there's an uppercut and a hook combo.
Yeah.
Other than that, there wasn't really much in it. He was just trying to circle away from Khabib the whole fight.
Yeah.
But I think, interesting, man, interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's hope. Who would you support though going into that Poirier or Oliveira? I think you're an Oliveira fan now. Really?
I like Oliveira. But Poirier needs that belt wrapped around his waist, man. He's one guy that deserves it, man.
Yeah, okay. Cool. I just wanted to cover... have you got any other points on that, or should we...
No, I'm good with that, man, yeah.
I just wanted to cover, because I don't know if you're going to jump on and do one, but next week, one of my favourite fighters, we just mentioned him actually, Cody Garbrandt, is fighting Rob Font. Do you know that?
Yeah, I know that they're fighting. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So they're on next week, so I was hoping to get your prediction on that fight. What do you think is going to happen? Go ahead. Who are you supporting?
My predictions are fucking pointless, bro. I got one out of five. I got 1 out of 5 right on the main card. Yeah. But I'm gonna go with Cody. I always back Cody. I think Cody in fights where he's not emotionally invested is brilliant, man.
Yeah.
And then
100%.
I think we also know how good his hands are. Like he showed it in the Dominic Cruz fight, how good his footwork is. It's just fights where he loses his head. But I'm hoping. I am seriously hoping that he is sorted that out, man, because that is stopping him from potentially being another championship contender once again.
Yeah, I think if he beats
once again,
if he beats Rob Font, then he should be looking at a title fight. I think I'm just looking at the rankings now. It's a bantamweight, right? So you've got actually saying that you've got so Rob Font's 3, Cody Garbrandt's 4. You've got Jan and Sandhagen and Aljamain as the champion. So Aljamain and Jan are going to run it back.
They have to run it back,
yeah. And then Sandhagen will probably fight the winner. And then maybe Cody gets in there somewhere. or he has to fight one more time or
Depends
something.
when Jan and Sterling will fight.
Yeah, what's the
again.
hold up on that?
Has he recovered from the knee yet? Is he still fucking?
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck me.
The Oscars. He's at the Oscars.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's still in that fucking UFC ring on the ground, man.
Yeah, he needs to run it. I heard that he's outpricing himself as well. That was a rumor. But he needs to be like, he's gonna lose respect if he don't run that back.
Yeah, he's not. Mate, if he tries to ask for a lot of money for that fight is fucking deserved, man. You need to give that fight back to Jan.
Yeah, I think
Jan smokes him in that second fight.
Yeah.
I think, man.
Yeah, Jan's. To be fair, I thought Sterling was a more rounded guy, but Jan he was going to put him away, man. It was a matter of time.
Yeah, it was. But
I reckon Jan versus Cody will be a madness. Like both boxers, literally.
Yeah, that'll be a big fight. Yeah. Did you watch Aldo versus Jan when they fought for the vacant title?
Yeah.
I think Aldo started off really good in the first round, but he just got sucked. So maybe someone with a bit better cardio.
Yeah.
And striking on a high level, I think that'd be a fucking sick fight. Cody will be the man for that.
Yeah. I think we're always going to say good things about Cody.
Yeah, no love.
Anyway, all right. I think we've good to wrap this up.
Yeah. Let's just round it off, guys. If you're still watching at this point, please like and subscribe to the channel. We are trying to grow, and if you haven't already, follow us over on Instagram at championship_rounds_official, where we post daily all the latest content, all the latest news about combat sports.
Peace out.